Hey y'all, this video is strictly only for anybody who is going to listen and is going to watch the entire video. So if this video you're going to watch the entirety of or majority of, yeah, this is for you. I am going to explore the truth, expose, if you will. Before I do that though, if you would like to support me and my salon, I'm going to leave my GoFundMe in a description. You can also check it out on my channel. You can also check it out on my channel and all the other videos that I have. I will also leave my Venmo and things like that. Don't mind me, I haven't had sleep in so long. Well, I have had sleep. It's just, it's been so weird. Like, even today, where I I think I got like 5 hours of sleep at most and have not been able to go back to bed. So it's been very weird. Um, this past weekend was my mom's birthday. So it's been very interesting. It's been very interesting. Um, I got taxes that I'm still trying to pay off that I'm like really trying to figure out and deal with. Um, I really try not to mention that, but like it's been hooked on my mind ever since. Just things involving debt, things like that. So it's just been a lot. Um, and also just I just feel like I can't do anything now. It's just a very, it feels very much like I can't do I can't do so much that I've always wanted to do, or can't do, everything exactly what I want, basically, and everything that I want to do. And it also just feels like the only escape that I have is, Sims, my salon, acting, things like that. Hell, even me actually doing boxing workouts, like doing any type of boxing workouts, because just knowing ever since doing like one, I just felt rejuvenated. It's just, I can barely do any of those. Can barely do any of it, especially the acting and being in my salon, like doing hair, like that. Literally, those are literally what I do. That's my job. That's my career, and I can barely do that. But when I do it, it's something that like I don't worry about anything, and I'm able to go in, do what I do, do what I do best, do what I do, and feel happier doing it, you know. And honestly, feel happy while I do it too. But being away, it feels even more painful because I can't do it as often as everybody else. And everybody else just do it for a check. I really don't do it for the money. Like, I really love it. And I kind of honestly feel like ever since so much has been happening, especially from losing my mom, things like that, it really just makes it feel as if I'm losing my ability to do certain things that I can't do what I used to do, you know? And it's like the more and more I do things, like, me trying to break into modeling, like I really want to go into modeling a lot. I'm trying to get into a modeling agency, trying to get me some gigs and modeling, acting, and even voice acting. Like, I'm really wanting to get into voice acting, especially for video games. And with GTA 6 coming out, I can literally um I can really use that and be able to like, you know, voice act for GTA Online or, voice act for one of the protagonists for GTA 7. The possibilities are endless, but I'm really wanting to break into voice acting because I really do love voice acting. I love voice acting and I've always loved it. Like I was always so fascinated with it. I may also even try and go back into singing because before I wanted to be an actress, I actually really wanted to be a singer. So yeah, I've been thinking about like singing again. I've been trying to like practice my voice. There'll be times where I would just outburst a song, break into a song, do a verse, do a chorus, and just do that. It just, yeah, one of those things. But yeah, but now, um, yeah, that was kind of a little bit of a trip, basically, where it just feels like I'm failing to do what I really try to set myself to do. If I'm being completely honest, I kind of wanted to, uh, I really kind of wanted to not say that I'm failing or say if this happens, I'm a fail. I've always thought failing was I'll be at a place where, I lost everything. I'll be at a place where I, I'm back at home or, things like that just made me feel like I'm failing or made me feel that I failed. But it's more of I'm really failing where I don't, basically where I'm failing is I feel stuck. And I've been stuck for years. I've been trying to reach for support, for help, but I always feel ignored. And I always tell myself, like, I can do this by myself. I don't I keep trying to tell myself that, like, I don't need the help. I don't need that support. That I can do it on my own. That I can succeed on my own. And so everybody else can look at me and they'll be like, oh, I should have helped her. But the more and more I go through it, the more I feel like I'm failing. And now I'm really accepting that I'm failing. I'm failing and I don't know where to go from here. You know, I don't know where to go from here, even though I can see it. Like, how you could really like imagine things? Like, I can literally see my future. I can literally see that I'm a successful stylist. I can see I'm a very successful actress. I can see myself. Like I can see myself. I'm like reaching towards it. I'm trying to like grab it, just reaching towards it. Every time I try to reach towards it, but I don't know how to get to it. I don't know how to get to it. I feel stuck. I'm always trying to I'm always trying to have my faith. I'm always trying to trust in God to help guide me. Even if I'm asking God to help guide me or help guide others, basically, and then to help guide me, help lead me to where I need to be, to where, you know, that future is. And along with it, I always feel like I need support. I always feel like I need help. And I try to reach for that help. And every time I try to reach for that help, it's like I don't get it. You know, the GoFundMe's, the Venmo, like asking, getting people to schedule an appointment with me, to schedule service with me, and it can even be just a simple consultation, like a simple online consultation that I always ask. I always try to reach out to people. I always, try to put myself out there. Always try to make myself like basically not me, but wanting to succeed like everybody else. Always wanting to fit in that way. You know, I just got done doing I just got done doing a video where I did this last week, basically, where it was, I think I put it as a short here on YouTube. I can't remember, but I put it on my TikTok. I put it on Threads. I think I also put it on Instagram. But it's basically me just listing out all the events happening locally because of the Taylor Swift concert, a part of her tour 2 years ago that the salon that I was previously at did that whole weekend, but for one person. And I'm like, why? Where's the football support? Where's the support from basketball? You know, I was always thinking that, and I was always like, well, let me do this. So I'm starting to do that, and I just did it. I just got done doing that video for week two of it. Well, week two of me doing it, but I just got done doing that. Um, and I'm doing this just to like kind of, bring people to speed of what I've been doing and also just talking about my truth. Another truth is, I really need to see somebody. Like it's so bad. Either I really need to see somebody or I really need this salon to succeed. I really need this acting to succeed. I really need something. I need something to give and something to give positively to me because it feels as if I'm starting. I technically already know that I may have mental illness and it may be part of PTSD. Reason I say it may be part of PTSD is because it's because ever since my mom and grandmother had passed away, my grandmother being the oldest, like basically being like the first person that really got to me. Um, it just really felt like I'm having these episodes or having these events just come back up, and I'm just having moments where it's like very like it really gives that kind of like I don't know, it gives that kind of like energy or that's that moment or it brings back those memories of it. Like just recently, if you remember my partner's cat like laying down, resting so much, I think it was probably because he was in pain or something like health related was happening. Now he's completely fine. But then it was like it triggered a traumatic memory of my mom being in a hospital for those days. And when my mom being in the hospital, it was after she had a stroke. And when she had a stroke, um, she also had like complications with diabetes. And her diabetes were like it was pretty much she was in like in that whole process of yeah, you got diabetes. you have diabetes. And it was to the point where it was like she really had to adjust her lifestyle, adjust her diet, and things like that. On top of that, um, you just had to change, like at that point where she really had to change up and stuff and really watch it, like really watch what she ate, watch what she consumed, everything. And after that stroke, complications from that really took a toll on her body to the point where her brain was inflamed. Like her brain was not inflamed. Her brain had inflammation that would not go down. Almost like a hemorrhage, basically. And her and she got a blood clot. So yeah, there was like something with like a blood clot and her common carotid artery having complications. So it was like her brain and her body was not connecting with each other. It couldn't do um much, which made her not being able to move her body at all. And her brain just could not go down, and all it did was kill off every single ability for her to do anything, basically. And just from those, I just cannot stop thinking about just, seeing from the outside of just seeing her go from like this full, had like full body of health down to a corpse within the span of 3 days. Like, that's traumatizing enough if it's somebody like a complete stranger. But when it's your like family member, close friend, all that stuff, it just totally different story. So it really made me very emotional. On top of that, my grandmother, she passed when she after having Alzheimer's. So she had dementia and she was struggling with it for years. She was struggling with it. It got worse as she got older. She was always like, you get this bubbly, independent woman, and then she slowly becomes a vegetable. Can't do anything, has to depend on everybody. And then once she was wheelchair bound, that was like basically it. And even seeing that broke my heart. And mind you, I was 12, 13 once this started happening. Probably even younger when this started happening. So it just really felt like my heart just was broken. And it's just a whole thing. But, you know, I feel like I definitely have PTSD in some way, especially in that way. Because it's like, and I know I had something like that when I did talk with a therapist about it. I was in therapy. I was like in and out of therapy, honestly. And one of my therapists actually told me like, yeah, you probably have PTSD. It seems as if you have like attachment PTSD almost, or something like that. Me now, I feel like is less of attachment PTSD, but then again, it is kind of that way because it's also me just trying to find like somebody, something to replace what had been lost to kind of help me move again, that that type of thing. And now it's just more of just PTSD, like this trauma is on my mind. Even when I try to take my mind off of it, it feels as if I can't take my mind off of it because it's stuck in there and I don't know how to combat it. I'm stuck. I'm stuck with it on my mind. The only way I can escape it is something that is out of my control. I can't do anything until, that changes. Things like that. Like, yeah, I can play Sims, but honestly, if there's updates and if there's mods I have to update and all of that, and then if other things come up and all that, that's barely an escape. That's barely an escape when there's constant interruptions, constant distractions. And I also think like I may even be bipolar. I just don't know. Especially because like last week was definitely something that really happened with that. And what really triggered it is I was so close to being out of debt for one of the things I'm in debt for. And now it's like I'm starting from square one all over again. So it's just something has to give. Something has to give for me. That's what I really kind of really feel like. And it's like really trying to figure that out. But yeah, I mean, I do try my best to do whatever I can. I just barely, and I mean just barely, um, got what I need to finally wash my hair. I barely could afford it. Like just barely. Like I literally spent the last of my money for it. I just barely had it. I just barely had it. All I just hope is it don't make me bankrupt. But it I mean, it didn't, but it damn near made me bankrupt. So I just hope I'm able to bounce back from this. That's probably why I barely got any sleep last week. Like my sleep schedule was just all over the place, as well as yesterday, as well as today. Like yesterday, I was so put off guard yesterday because um I didn't wake up till damn near 4 p.m. Like I was up at like 7 a.m., 8 a.m. because I could not sleep. And then when I did, I just kept sleeping. Just kept sleeping. And then I was like taken so off guard. I don't know. It just made me feel like I was meant to sleep, supposed to sleep. I don't know what, but it just really felt like I just had to sleep for so long. And then today, I didn't go to sleep till 6 a.m., 7 a.m. Because I couldn't sleep. Even then, I had to force myself to sleep, and I couldn't sleep at all. And then I ended up waking up at 11 and could not go back to sleep. Like, it was so weird. And now I'm up and I'm doing everything I can, whatever I can. It's like, I don't know, but it's something. You can even tell in my voice just so how low energy I am. And even if I force a high energy, it's like that's not me because that's not me. I can't do it if I'm very low energy and I'm very low energy. It's insane right now. It's very insane. But yeah, let me try and do some more of these truths now. I'm trying to expose a lot more of these truths. I did like the big truths where I am, um, you can tell every time I'm sleep deprived. Um, I literally honestly thought I was gonna be an insomniac, if I'm being honest. It was weird. Um, I love doing boxing, you know. But I don't do it every day. But, it made me happier. And after doing it, I have actually started to slim down. Um, Another truth, I do want to get into modeling. I've always thought about it because I'm very photogenic. And if you saw, I think I made a post on here where I did kind of like a mini photo shoot and I posted pictures from it. You can also check it out on TikTok 'cause I put it on TikTok. But I have it there and you can just see like, yeah. And I'm thinking like maybe I should. Like I technically did one with a print commercial. I did a print commercial and I will basically posed and did well with that. So I'm like, might as well, I can do more, you know, but I don't know. But, if you know anybody or know any agencies looking for models and things like that, tell them search up Monica Starr. On top of that, search her up on Backstage. You'll find her, Monica Starr with two R's. On top of that, prefer to give out my Instagram, give my TikTok, and yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready. Even if it's acting as well, let them know Monica Star is ready, waiting, and ready to go. So yeah, y'all help me out. I need help. I need somebody to get me out this funk, out this stuck, get me from being stuck. Get me to my great escape, you know, things like that. Yeah, get me back to my great escapes, you know. And my great escapes are literally how I work, like literally how I make money, And I can't do it if nobody's gonna give me the time of day, if everybody's gonna ignore me, then it's like I might as well leave this earth because nobody's giving me a chance. But I know there's always somebody giving me a chance because I've seen it many times. Not just with me, but I've seen it with many other people. Honestly, last year, people gave me chances and I took those chances. So think about it. Um, what other truths are there? There's a lot of truths that I have, but like the big main ones I think I definitely touched on, explained, and did all of that stuff. But yeah. Unless you want to get into some Sims 4 news, especially in my save. So I got this forever save. And it's kind of really funny because I've been playing with this household, the Bennett's household. They're basically lesbian couples. One is a owner of her own boutique, and one is the president of a university. University of Rochester to be specific. And one of their families, like one side of their family is like complicated because her dad is very homophobic, but that's only because of what had happened over the years. So we've over the years, this particular family has had, mom and dad married together. Then the mom came out as bisexual because she's met a woman she fell in love with. There you go. On top of that, you got twin daughters. They're both gay. They're both lesbians. And dad takes this to heart because it's like, what? He's literally thinking, why am I being betrayed? I already got betrayed by my wife, now ex-wife. Why am I getting betrayed by my two kids? You know, that type of thing. So that's why he's homophobe because of that. And, fast forward, parents are divorced, they're living their lives. But tell me why the dad comes in talking to his daughter's wife. I have him calling this wife up, literally. And just recently, one of the calls, like this would be calls like anything. One of these calls in particular was going on a date with another family, like another member of another family that I play with. They got a whole thing of themselves. Literally, this other family is a Blasian family. That's one. Blasian family. And the parents, the black and Asian, the black and Asian parents, literally, they still see each other just secretly. But honestly, it's a whole thing. But for this, back to this family, yeah, the dad calls his daughter-in-law, asking her about this date with that black mom. And she goes, well, you really got to think about this because one, the mom that you're referring to, the person you're referring to, the mom, she's principal of the other university that your daughter, talking about the dad's daughter, is president of the opposite school. They work alongside each other. So you're really trying to mess this up. You're really trying to mess up your relationship with the children over a date. Specifically, like this is the same daughter-in-law who's married to that daughter. Like you're messing this up with you're messing up the relationship with your daughter. Specifically my wife. Why are you trying to do all this? That type of thing. And it's just like, you can't get through them because you know how old people are. They stubborn. They stubborn, they do what they want and stuff. So it's just like at the end of the day, at the end of all of it, because he would go back and forth with her being like, well, I gotta live too. I got a life. I want to be married too. I want to settle down. All this stuff. You don't know what you talking about. That's neither here nor there, that type of thing. This is what his daughter-in-law tells him. You know what? Just do what you want to do. Do what you want to do. And whatever happens, happens. So they do that. And here's how he responds. Now you see it my way. Yes. Okay. Yep. And day later, 24 hours later, they did not go out on that date. So it was like, yeah, interesting. You know, interesting Sims play. Interesting Sims play. But regardless, shoot, besides him, the rest of the family gets along great. They get along great. Um, the lesbian couple's daughter, she, gets along great with with their families, and their families get along great with her. Like it's a whole thing, you know? It's a family reunion. It's a family thing. Just accept the grandfather that is still stuck up on feeling betrayed. And that's why he's homophobic. Yeah, don't be homophobic just because of stuff like that. That's just stupid. Um, but yeah, there's a lot of truths that, I could really just talk about. But yeah, if you want some more truths or if you got questions, comment. But I'm gonna hop off because my brain is like, I don't know how. probably because of lack of sleep, and I'm drinking coffee. I only got 1 cup. So, um, I'll try my best to do what I can today and kind of go from there. But yeah, thanks for listening to me. Thank you so much for listening to me. And if you want to support me, get me out of my stuck, get me back into my great escape, you know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, hype this video, support, share this to everybody you know. Support with my GoFundMe, support with my Venmo, support with scheduling appointment with me. Yeah, and I'll see y'all later.